Hey guys, this is Mr. Olshan, and this is Google Calendar Top 10 Tips to Manage Your Digital Planner. Probably the first and most important tip that you need to know about is how to actually access your Google Calendar. So the way you're going to do that is by clicking up on the waffle grid and selecting the calendar icon.
I like that it was blue.
You can also always access Google Calendar by going to calendar.google.com.
Brilliant.
This tip, I'm going to show you how to clean up your Google Calendar section because you might have several calendars that you no longer need. The way to get rid of these and just have the calendars that you want to focus on, when you click on My Calendars, you're going to see three little dots next to each course. So I've got some old Google Classroom courses here that I no longer really need to see. So if you just click on the three dots, you can select Hide from this list. And that's not going to permanently delete those courses. All it's going to do is simply remove them for now so that I have a little bit less clutter in my Google Calendar section. And that way I don't see all these random courses that I really don't have any use for at this point anymore.
That's interesting.
If you do want to get those back, you simply have to go to the setting icon right up there, that little gear. And if you click on that and click on settings, you can actually scroll down to the settings for calendars and you can see that they're hidden here, but you can always unlock those simply by clicking on those again and they will appear back in your calendar list.
Excelente.
As you continue to use Google Calendar, you'll get more and more calendars added to your My Calendar sections as teachers give you access to their calendar code so you can see what's due in their class. Now this can be a little bit overwhelming when you look at your calendar from a monthly view and just see that you've got so many different things hiding in each day. So a couple tips for you right now just to organize this a little bit. If you go to the top section of your calendar, you can change the view of what you're looking at. So right now we're on a monthly view, but if we go to a weekly view, it's certainly a lot better as far as what we can see for each time, what's going on there, what we have for each day. You can also go to a daily sort of view here, and we can see that it's a lot more manageable. But on top of that, another good tip would be that if you do like the monthly view and you are viewing things that way, feel free to uncheck calendars as you're going through, because as we take out certain teacher calendars, we're going to see it becomes a lot more manageable if we're actually just taking a look and maybe focusing on one calendar versus 10 at the same time.
It's fantastic.
Creating events are extremely important when you're using Google Calendar. In order to create an event, you simply click on the plus sign where it says Create. And here you can add your title. You can set what time your event will be taking place. You can set it to all day. You can also add notifications if you want to be alerted 10 minutes before the event is due. And there is even an area to add a description or include attachments as well. So let's just create a sample event here. And we're going to go on our calendar, and since we have a test on Friday the 8th, I'm going to set this up for the 7th. And I'm going to put the event time here. We're going to study from 6 o'clock until 7 o'clock right here. So let's go ahead and save that. And now we can see that we've got the event to study for our test for Mr. Jeans the night before. So we'll get an alert about 10 minutes before that, just so we know to do it.
Great point.
Remember, your teachers may be posting when you have tests, projects, and essays due in Google Calendar, but it's your responsibility to use Calendar as a digital planner. So you need to mark down when you need to study and when you need to finish assignments that you haven't completed in class.
That's a spicy tip.
In this tip, I'm going to show you how to use tasks on your calendar, which are similar to a to-do list. The way that you're going to access tasks on the left side of your screen, just make sure that the tasks checkbox is checked. And now if we would like to make a task for a certain day, so let's go to Friday here, and we click, you're going to see the task is now available. Now tasks you can't set specific times for, and again it's sort of just like a to-do list. So I'm going to just create a task here. And I'm going to hit save. And on the right side of your Google Calendar screen, you actually have a little icon that says tasks. And now when I go on this page here, I'm going to see there's my task for bring earbuds. So if I'm on this week and I'm seeing this is something I need to do, once I successfully bring in my earbuds, I can just click the complete check button there, and it's going to go away. So it's a really nice space for a to-do list. If you have certain things that you want to accomplish throughout the week, you can add them to your task list. You can also add them directly here if you don't want to add them on your calendar. And again, you'll just simply check them off and they'll go away. And you close that and it's gone.
Wow.
Another excellent tool in Google Calendar is the reminders that you can set for yourself. So just to show you here, if we go on the left side of our screen and go under My Calendars, there is a little box here that says Reminders. You want to make sure that that box is checked. And then when you select any date, you'll have this available, this reminder tool here. And reminders allow you to essentially just set a little reminder for yourself if you have something on your to-do list. So my example of feed the cat, something we want to do. And you can either have that repeat every single day at a certain time, weekly, monthly. You can really have customizable settings there to set that up any way you want. I'm going to just leave this on all day just to give you an example here. And then when we have that reminder, if we click on it, when we actually finish completing it at some point in our day, we can simply check mark as done, and that's going to cross it off of our list right there. So again, reminders is just a nice little tool you have there if there's certain things that you need to have done. And if you don't complete that reminder, it's actually going to shift to the next day until you're actually able to complete it.
Good idea.
Another nice tip about reminders is that you actually have this section of your Google Calendar over here called Keep. And this is just basically a notes section for you here. So I'm just going to leave a note here.
I like it.
Okay, so we've got a little note here, and I'm going to hit done. And at this point, we can actually pin this note, and if we can also open it in Keep. And if you've never been here before, this is essentially our notes area, and we can set notifications for this note to show up tomorrow, next week, later today. We can pick a time, pick a place. We can pretty much customize it. So I'm going to set this for later today at 8 p.m. and close it. And when I go back to my calendar, you're going to see that it actually creates that little reminder for me on my calendar as well. So it's just another feature that you can use here as far as reminders go. The Keep section is just a nice place that if you have some notes that you want to jot things down, they'll actually transform into reminders on your calendar as well.
That makes my day.
So another tip that you can use with Google Calendar is creating reoccurring events, specifically for homework, classwork, things like that. And the way you would do that is by simply clicking on a calendar, going to event, and I'm just going to call this my daily homework agenda. And we're going to go to more options down here. And I'm actually going to change this to a daily repeat. So every single day I'm going to see this event. And I'm going to set it up for 6:30 to 7 o'clock every single day. And for a description here, I'm just going to put this is where I'll take my notes for homework, classwork every day. And I'm going to save it and show you what happens. Now on my calendar, I pretty much have a 6:30 daily homework agenda that I'm going to see every single day. So for example, now on Thursday, if I'm in class and I click on this, I can go to the edit event icon, and I can say something if in that class that I need to finish my essay tonight for Mr. Lacombe.
Well done.
And I save that. I can just have these notes in here just for today's event, unless it was something I would want to add to every single event or every event after today. But typically you would just want to save it as this event right here. So now you can see when I go to this, I've got some notes that I need to finish an essay tonight for Mr. Lacombe. But if I go on Friday, this is just still where I'll take my notes for homework in class every day. So you can create a reoccurring event every single day that essentially acts as your own personal notes planner. And it also keeps you in a good habit of, if you know every night at 6:30 I'm just going to check my planner, see if there's anything else that I have. Obviously we have the test for Mr. Jeans on this date, so if I would go back in, I might even just say as well, I need to study for social studies. And I save that. That'll still pop up there just as my reminders for the evening. So again, that's just a tip if you're looking to almost make a reoccurring event that acts as your daily planner for what you have to finish for the next day. It's a nice way to keep all of your own personal goals organized and all your personal assignments.
That's awesome.
If you have a mobile device, getting Google Calendar on your device isn't a bad idea. You can get the Google Calendar app from both the App Store and on Google Play if you have an Android device. I'm going to quickly demonstrate for you how to get the Google Calendar app on a standard iPhone. You simply must go to the App Store, type in Google Calendar, and then find the Google Calendar Time Planner app. After Google Calendar finishes downloading, you'll be prompted to open it up and to see if Google Calendar would like to access your calendar, where you can say OK. And you're going to want to click on the Add Another Account icon so that you can actually add your school account. When prompted, enter your student ID number at warwicksd.org and click on the Next button. You can then enter your password. You'll be prompted by Google Calendar if you would like to allow notifications. And then after you make your choice there, it will set up your calendar and hopefully sync it to your Warwick SD account.
Good deal.
And the number one tip for using Google Calendar is to simply use it. Get in the habit of using it and checking it every single day. Although it's not a perfect tool, Google Calendar can help you stay organized and keep track of your assignments.
That's it!